Hello and welcome to my first ever review of a movie for the unit of war. The movie that I decided to choose to do the review on is Full Metal Jacket from the reading list. First of all, the Full Metal Jacket movie takes place during the Vietnam War and more specifically the Tet Offensive. The Tet Offensive was one of the largest military campaigns during the Vietnam War, and it was launched on January the 30th, 1968. The relationship to reality that Full Metal Jacket has is a powerful message about the psychological toll of the military. The film displays the physical toll in which the battles of war takes. However, it also shows the harrowingly dehumanizing process in which Private Pyle undertakes during training before he even sees the battlefield. The relationship that the film has to reality is that it shows what effect the combination of psychologically demanding training along with the horrors of war can do to not only Private Pyle during training but to the other soldiers during the actual war. The message that the movie has about war is that after showing the effects of training, the film follows the group into the physical war zone of Vietnam. And the main message of the movie is as an anti-war film. This means that through such things as random infliction of violent death, along with terror and heinousness as a sort of norm of behaviour, the film is shown as an anti-war film against the Vietnam War. It shows that soldiers who choose to go and fight in the war are often become the victims as well, and it's not just as some movies will go into the fact that the victims are the ones that don't want to be there. This film shows that it's also the soldiers that want to be there become the victims, as obviously we see in this movie. What we can see is that the forward message of the film is that soldiers are dehumanized by the military machine and turned into serial killers, mostly. The reading that I chose to go with this film, I'll put the link in the description for the bibliography, but it is an analysis of the psychological impacts that wartime combat on veterans in Vietnam had. It explains the process of soldiers going from wartime combat, seeing the atrocities that go on during war, feeling guilty about what they've done, showing PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms which lead to such behaviours as depression, suicidal tendencies, hostility and aggression. The reading influenced my viewing of the film, as although the film's most shocking revelation occurs before the soldiers even go to war, it cannot be denied in the context of the film that the physical act of the battle and seeing the friends of the soldiers dying has a massive impact on them and their morality throughout the movie. It can be sort of seen that although Private Pyle's battles with his own psychological issues was a major battle, we can see that the friends of and comrades of the soldiers being shot and killed in front of them during war had a bigger psychological impact than their training. The other way in which the reading influenced my viewing is that it becomes plainly visible to see the guilt forming in the soldiers' minds as the movie progresses, which is something that I'd never picked up on when I watched this movie prior to studying war. So that's how the reading affected my viewing of the movie. So overall, as an anti-war movie, I give this movie 4.5 out of 5, as it displays exactly this kind of psychological impacts that war had on these soldiers, and it does it in a sort of articulate way, still using violence and the impacts sort of horror, but it's a great war movie. Thank you.